Hello, welcome everybody. Hi. Great to see everybody coming in here. Hi, Rachel.
Hi.
Hi, how are you doing?
Oh, we're alive. We're still going. How are you?
I'm doing all right.
Good.
Good to see everybody coming in. I always like to sort of note down who's here week to week, just for myself. So I remember with my notes. I'm not like taking attendance, but Um,
I like your hat.
Thank you so much. This is my newest finished Musselburgh hat, and I think I finally got the snugness right because my first one was that sort of like loosier, slouchier fit, and this one I really took the negative ease to heart. And the yarn is a Miss Babs, which is I think a silk and wool blends,
You
and it's
can
called
see that this is silk.
yeah, it's
It's like it has a little shine to it.
a little shine, a little fuzz, and it's even I don't know if the light is picking it up, but there's a little bit of this pink. It's called rock sparrow, so it feels very earthy in contrast to my bright neon pink fuzzy one. The one thing is, I will say that if I make another one, which I will, I like the pattern. It's kind of mostly boring and a little interesting at the beginning. I think I would go longer so
Yeah,
that if I have this folded, it would truly cover my ears.
yep,
That's my
yeah.
that's my
You need a
wish,
little longer, yeah.
little bit. Yeah.
Uh-huh. That looks good though. It's double,
Thanks.
Yeah,
right?
nice.
It's doubled up. Yes, it's really warm. It's been so warm for this cold snap we've had here for quite a while.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I see Pat, you're back and your hand is without the cast.
Yes.
Yay!
Just trying to get strength back now. Tonight, I'm trying to knit an old project to see if I can hold needles. So I can do it for a while and then it gets sore, so I have to stop. But we're on the
Oh,
mend.
yay, Pat. I'm so happy to hear that you're getting some knitting needle therapy in your hands.
Yes, ma'am.
Mm-hmm.
Long overdue.
And Bev, good to see you.
Hi, everybody.
Welcome back.
It's good to be here.
Excellent. How's everything going for you?
Oh, like everybody else, cold and windy and icy,
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
but this too shall pass.
It will.
Soon, soon enough. We end of February.
Yeah, it's going fast.
Fast enough.
Well, I also think I think generally, at least in Maine, it feels to me like people are a little, maybe the collective mood is better because those of us who like to do snow activities at least have snow to do activities in instead of just cold and icy and yucky. And then we have to stay inside and be sad that we're not doing winter activities. So there's that.
Well, I do see some snow out your window.
Oh
yeah.
yes, we sure do.
There's
And
snow.
there's snow, and my dog is a pretty long-legged lady, and um she's got poodle in her, and she'd punch through. She's pretty sturdy, and she'd made her trails out through the yard and this and that in the various storms. And it's we because of the intense wind we had with the last storm, I can't see the paths anymore. All the paths, it's like a sand dune. Everything's covered in over there. And poor girl. Yeah, it must be a little chilly when well, we did shovel a little area to her favorite place to use the bathroom. So at least she has that. But I have to say, Mary, so did you see my email? I emailed Mary because Well, I hope it got to you. I'll tell you. Julie, who's often on our Zooms, she's not able to be here tonight. She was sorry to miss us. And she said she was the one that was, she's from Washington State, and she was making the Dog Star that had kind of sea foam plus green with a few little flecks of red.
Yes. Yeah.
And she was like, here's my picture. You know, I'm kind of thinking I might make an adult size one, but if I do, I'm going to definitely need to get in contact with Mary from Yarmouth because I love Mary's colors and I want to know what her schematic is.
Sure. These are all Patagonia, what do you call it? That you have, I bought them at the store. This green.
Hold it up. Let's see where you're at. Let's see. Oh my gosh.
I'm just working on my body, right? Like but
Oh, nice.
the pink is thistle.
Yep.
And the purple is lobelia.
Mm.
And the green, it's not kiwi, it's something else. Hang on.
Is it wasabi?
Yeah, it's
Yep.
wasabi. Yeah. So this is my extra in case I get desperate. So
It's so pretty. Well,
Yeah.
hold up your color work because I think just every time you hold it up,
okay.
just hold it up there and let us feast
Beautiful.
our eyes. Oh my God.
it's definitely gonna need blocking, but
Yep.
yeah, it's kind of wild. So,
Very pretty.
Beautiful.
thank
So
you.
pretty.
It's I'm pretty happy with it. So
I can't wait to see you wear it.
Me too.
That might be like August.
Okay.
No,
Takes
you'll
a long
have
time
it
to
by
go
March.
around, right?
It does take a long time to go around. Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
we will be ready for if you want to bring it up to the shop in the summer when you come for a visit, and
Okay.
we'll do the full on glam shot so that everybody
Sure.
is going to be able to admire and see.
All right. I am coming. I will be in Camden next month. We just we booked a place to stay for Pies on Parade.
Fun.
So we'll be up with some friends for 3 days, I guess. Yeah.
Oh, great.
So that'll be fun. So, and you guys are a stop on my list for sure.
Yay.
Thank you.
Well, I definitely want to make a plug for send me your photos of your in process or your finished. If you have them, I'd love to put them in with the slideshow that I'm putting together. So there's that. Anybody have a little Dog Star update they'd like to share? I did bring yarn show and tell for the new knit along.
I saw your video
Yes, me
Great.
too.
yesterday.
Excellent.
Very exciting.
I think it's going to be a pretty fun one, but yeah, so I ran into the store before we opened this morning because I forgot to leave yesterday with the bag load of yarn combos, but I went back, so we can definitely do that at some point. But I see Priscilla. Hi, Priscilla. You've got your hand up.
Hi there. Can you see me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I have a question. The first Dog Star that I made was for my granddaughter. So it was a small size. Now I'm working on one for me. And the the concern I have is, this is only sleeve I've got done, is are other people finding that their sleeve, when they get closer to where it joins the body, is like really big? This just seems like it's a lot of, fabric here.
Circumference wise, you're talking about?
I'm sorry?
You're talking about the circumference around, yeah.
Right. It just seems like it's really big. Now, maybe, once I soak it and block it, it will pull in a little bit. I'm getting gauge, but I don't know. It just seems like, I don't know, fat arms. I got fat arms, but it just seems like really big. And I was just curious as to whether anybody else felt that way. The people that are making adult size sweaters.
Well, one thing I would say right away is, have you tried putting it on a barber cord or a piece of waste yarn or an extra needle that's longer so that you could lay it flat down perhaps lay it on top of another sweater arm, or even just to get a more accurate measurement of how much fabric we're actually talking about.
I haven't done that yet. That's a good suggestion. I mean, I've kind of, with it on the needles, I've kind of put it on my arm, not wearing anything, just to see if it's gonna fit. Or if it's like really big. I considered not increasing the number of stitches, keeping it a little tighter, but then I thought, well, if I do that, then it's gonna throw the color work off in the yoke when I go to join it. So
I think probably your first step is to truly try it on when it's unstretched with the needles, because I think it's hard to really get a sense when it's on a tighter needle, for one. And so if you can get it on some waste yarn or a barber cord, and then you get the benefit of being able to, lay it out flat, really press it down, even without blocking, and then just take a measurement. I did notice, it's interesting. I think sleeves are, well, my brain is, based on what you find with your measurements. And I would also say, like, take your favorite sweater and how you might like a sleeve to fit, and lay your Dog Star right on top of it. And just to have that visual, like, if it's too big, how much too big, what are we talking? And then if you do find it is too big, there's the benefit of having a pattern with so many sizes, is that maybe you'll be able to size down to the next sleeve size down.
Okay. I hadn't thought of that. I'll try that to see, to see, if it makes a difference, or whether I think it's going to be really too big. I like it loose, but it just seemed like it was like, a little too loose, but I'll do that. I'll put it on the barber cords, because I think I'll get a better measurement than, trying it on the needle. Cause like you said, it kind of bunches it.
Yeah.
So I think I'll try that. I mean, I did do all the increases on the sleeve, like the pattern said. And I said, well, I'm just going to go with the pattern and see what it comes out to be. So, I guess now would be a good time to put it on the barber cords to test it before I, get too much farther.
I agree. And I think arms are such an easy thing to modify. And I know for sure at least one, I think two knitters that I can think of off of the top of my head, who, are like, I know I've got short arms and they're wide at the top. So she's always having to do some modifications on her sleeves to A, make them shorter, and B, do the rate of increase is going to be quicker because she's got a shorter distance here to here, and it's a little wider at the upper part. So arms are a relatively easy, once you kind of know the architecture of your arm. But yeah, with different patterns, you never know too.
Thanks.
And while I have you here, I think I sent you a Facebook, or responded on the Facebook group. Can I use that picture of your sweater with the hat for the?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
I did respond. Yeah.
Okay. I just didn't see it yet.
No problem.
Perfect. Thank you. And I love the picture of your little, is it your granddaughter?
Yes, my granddaughter.
Oh my gosh, what a freaking cutie.
She's a cutie.
Adorable. Anybody else have questions or progress updates?
Should we send pictures to your email?
Yes, please do. Yep, that came out in last week's email, I think. But yeah, I would love to see your finished pictures. Remind me of your yarn and your location if possible in the email, just so it makes it easy for me as I'm putting it together. That'd be awesome. Yes, please.
Do you want pictures of our sleeves if they're finished?
Whatever you have, I want to see everything. We are here to celebrate it all. Whether it's on a body, whether it's a piece of a sleeve, we want to get you in there, because it's fun. And I think it also is really nice for people to see, like, hey, we really are all at different places here.
Yeah.
Is it email Iris at Cashmere Goat Yarn?
.com. Yep.
Yep. Okay.
Yes. Thank you.
I forgot to put my location in mine. I sent it today, but I forgot to put where I am.
You'll
That's
remember.
okay. I will remember.
Here. It's on my shirt.
There you go.
Yep, I got it. I gotcha. Yeah, some people I know now. And
Yeah.
I think I could probably get Cena too, but I think Karen, did you have your hand up?
Yep, I can show mine.
Aw.
It's finished.
Cute.
Nice.
That's
Cute.
It turned out the
Cute.
Kitchener under the arms, Mary Stewart and I were discussing this last night at knitting group, and the Kitchener part was good, but I still had little holes on each side, even with picking up a couple stitches. So I went on YouTube and somebody suggested doing like the top of a hat. So you put your needle through, make it go around and then pull it. So that's what I did. And it's okay, but the Kitchener's good, but on either side of it, I'm not so sure.
Hold it back up again so we can look at how cute that is. Oh my gosh.
That
Love
is
the
so
colors together.
I love the
It's
colors.
just
It is
so
really cute.
sweet.
It doesn't have a name. I mean, I didn't make it for anyone, so we'll see where it goes.
And Karen, what was the size again? Was it
It's
3-4?
1 to 2.
1 to 2.
Yeah.
That's right. Oh my gosh. Well,
Do
please
you
send
have a
photo.
big teddy bear?
I actually do have some big stuffed animals. I could
Put it on the
one.
teddy bear.
That's not a bad idea.
I like that.
That's a great
Yeah.
idea.
I love
I
it
have
too.
a couple of great nieces that one of whom might be able to wear it. And I will send you pictures, Iris. I haven't done that yet, but I will.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I really love that. It's like kind of Valentine's reminiscent.
It does. Yeah. And it was all stash yarn.
Nice.
And I also have to say, I'm very excited about the new knit along.
Yeah.
I wasn't going to do it. Then I looked at the pattern. I'm like, I don't need another cowl. Who can I knit this for? Because I really want to knit it. So I'm going to knit it for my daughter.
Beautiful. I love that. I love that. I had the one that I made for myself, but then my son fell in love with it. So I had to just be like, okay, I'll give it to you. And then I'm like, ooh, and then I get to knit another one for myself. So,
There you go.
yeah, it's a fun knit. It's slip stitch, but I found that I like this pattern. I mean, I made the shift. I made 2 shifts. I love both of the shifts that I have. I enjoy them a lot. I wear them a lot, but I did not love knitting it. If I'm honest, I mean, I loved it enough to do it twice, but it's fiddly and a lot of places where, things went awry for me. And my poor husband's still working on his shift and still ripping parts out and putting it back in, because if you're off by 1 stitch and it's just, anyway, this one, I felt that it was a much easier pattern to see, and B, like I could visually, once I got the sort of routine, it felt rhythmic and like visibly I could follow what was happening. I still, of course, refer to the instructions, of course, but it wasn't, yeah. Anyway, and DK weight yarn, so it goes quickly. So yay.
Was it your husband that wore the shift, that stole the shift the first time?
Well, actually, that my husband does steal my shift, which is why he's knitting his own. But it was Kristen's husband who also
that was it.
was a fan. It's a nice style for any gender. So, yeah.
This one is too. This one is by two and really lends itself well to the guys.
Yes.
Absolutely. And you can have so much fun with like bright. I've got lots of examples we'll show here in a minute, but bright options and more neutral options. So fun ways to play around and explore color. So Susan M, I see you have your hand up.
Hi, so I came up to your neck of the woods over the weekend, and Christina and I were together and we were knitting in the snowstorm.
Yay.
And this is where I am.
Oh,
Beautiful.
Oh, very
Very
nice.
It's not really showing, it's definitely like a dark purple.
Mhm.
And it was the first time I've done color work in years, and I'm really enjoying it.
Ah, I love seeing this. And this is for a grandchild?
It's for my brother's grandchild, and
Right,
Christina's
okay.
doing one for the older sibling, and I'm doing one for the little girl.
So great.
Yeah, I don't know if
Awesome.
she's on or not.
I didn't see her come yet.
Okay, hers is finished, so yeah.
I know I saw her yesterday and she was onto a hat, and I was like, well, I'm sure you whipped through this sweet little dog star
Yeah.
so fast. Great. Well, send along a picture when you have time.
Okay.
Mhm.
It was nice to be in your store this weekend too.
I'm
We were
so
there on
glad that
It was
Saturday before the snow started. Yeah.
you were probably there with Rachel, who's also
Yeah,
on
I
the
was
Zoom.
there.
Nice.
Hi, Rachel.
Hi. Yeah, it was good to see you guys.
I'm glad that you got in before the storm.
Yes.
Nice. Anybody else have questions or show and tell? Well, let's do show and tell yarn for the Grid Gambit then.
Yes.
I sort of went to town because the fun part is, with a pattern like this, similar to I'm going to spotlight myself, similar to the shift where you absolutely can mix and match, if you've got with the shift, if you had a maybe applied sock yarn and a single ply, you could mix and match those textures. So we kind of played around with a bunch. So some are going to be like and same yarns, and others are going to be mixed. So this is a little Seis Cabos combination. Seis Cabos is the newer option for Malabrigo. That is they're calling it heavy DK light worsted. So it's definitely a little thinner than Rios feeling. And this neutral is the whole grain, and this one is Caracas, which is kind of like a earthy pinks, a little bit pinks and purples. This is really in no order. It's kind of crazy. So we have the DK from Earth Yarns. So its Harvest is, I believe, the solids, and then this is called Unique, I guess. I think, yeah, right. Rachel, help me out. Yes, it's
Yep.
Unique. Thank you. So this is Superwash Extra Fine Merino, and I kind of have a feeling that our coworker and friend Tracy might be going for this type of combo. She's a big fan of Rainbow Against Dark. I don't know for sure, but that would be my guess if I had to guess. Next up, I have two. I have Patagonia this is the Laurel color. And I have one of the Patagonia hand paints, which is, I think this is Fern Gully, which I love, but could be really fun to see these two together. Just this one has some nice bursts of like darker teal, which is why I was kind of thinking the lighter teal could kind of help those darker tones come out too. So Cottage DK by On the Round. This is Queen Anne's lace, which I'm sorry about the lighting. If my day had gone differently, I was going to take like nice pictures of all of these so you could really see good lighting. But this color is just a little bit to the green. It really does look like Queen Anne's lace, where you've got that white, but there's a little undertone of green to it. And I paired this with Lovis, which is kind of a sleeper yarn in the shop right now. Lovis, Kristen, this is one Kristen's using if you watched the video already. And this color is helpfully called 12. It is, it's 100% extra fine merino. It's non-superwash, and this is also non-superwash. But what's interesting, and I'll like these ones are this particular one is more stripy, but when we get to another combo, it's like the balls look so different because they look totally based on where they were wound. It's a nightmare to try to pick them, right? Because you're like, is this the same colorway? I don't know. This one is brown and this one is orange, but so Lovis is nice. The one thing about Lovis is you would need 2 of these little guys to go with 1 of these. And the other thing I should tell you, I had an email from someone, a remote goat, who we haven't seen on a Knit Along in a while, Linda from Alabama. And Linda was wondering about, because the pattern does specify that you will use most of your main color ball. And so she suggests you swatch, take it out, and then, but it calls for 246 yards. And that's exactly what Cottage and the On the Round Plush DK is. And so I just wanted to like give you a visual. This is how much of my main color I had left over. So it's not a ton, but it was enough that I didn't feel anxious when I was finishing. I weighed it and it's about like 8 or 9 or 10 grams. I couldn't quite get a read on it, but it's not nothing. So I think one of these gains as a main color, totally fine. Next, I did some greens. So this is Kathmandu DK by Queensland paired with this Seis Cabos, which is Oasis, and it has some kind of gray blue undertones. There's even this little like flick of gold here that I thought could feel really fun and earthy and kind of foresty. This was a fun one. This is Plush DK by On the Round. This is Eclipse. And I thought it might be kind of fun with the Patagonia hand paints in Northern Lights. So you get like a real celestial feeling with this combo. Yeah. All right, now we're going deeper into, I gotta make some space on my desk. Deep into the bag. Okay, give me 1 second. I have to remake my matches because everything got jumbled down here. Oh yeah, that one. I have an odd number of skeins here. What the heck? What was I thinking? That one? Oh no, must have been this one. Okay, I'm all set now. Okay. Cottage DK by On the Round. This is Bergamot, which is just such a yummy purpley color, with Sayun, which is that new one from Noro. So this is like a lot of yardage, and so you definitely have enough here to do something else fun with it. Sayun is a wool poly mix, and the Cottage is non-superwash, 100% merino. I thought that the Cottage, I was looking for a nice true blue. So this is the Lobelia with another Lovis. And I thought like for somebody that loves a little maybe less bold contrast, something that's gonna have little blips but not be super bright, that could be a nice combo. This Lovis is color number 14 because that tells us a lot. I thought it would be fun to see one of these in Plush DK in Oxidize and Patina. So Oxidize over here has like light greens, some pops of almost that like fluorescent yellow, little bits of flecks. And then Patina also has some really cool like green undertones, flecks of blue as well, you can see here. So I think these guys would pair nicely together, softer look. There's so many great examples on Ravelry. You should definitely take some time to check it out. I'm really hoping some brave person goes with Seis Cabos in Frank Ochre with this gorgeous Arco Iris which I think would be so yummy. And there's purples and greens in here. And then if there was this bold, I can't pull it off, but somebody will. Have somebody in mind. I'll suggest it too. And then the last one I thought about, because I didn't want to forget, was Move, which is the Move 6-ply, excuse me. It's a DK weight sock yarn, so there is a little poly in there and virgin wool. It's really nice and soft and very bouncy. And I thought that could be really fun with a kind of more neutral. This is the chocolate in Cottage DK, and kind of a more earthy neutral vibe. And the chocolate, it's kind of, to me, like a little bit taupe. I don't think that comes out. Yeah, a little taupe. So anyway, so many fun choices. I don't know how it's going to be great, because I know that we're going to have people coming in wanting help, which is yay, what we love to do.
I ordered mine today.
Oh, you did? What'd you order, Gwen?
The Patagonian sand, and then then the hand painted in Zen Garden.
Yes, great.
That was my question.
Yes.
Show me those 2 Patagonias again.
Okay. So I had
That little teal and the paint. Yeah, that. What are those?
Yep. So this guy is Laurel in the Patagonia, and I have it with Fern Gully. And Fern Gully is really, it's actually, we just got it in. I think it was back ordered, but it has, it's just, to my eye, it feels like it's interesting, and it's got purples. You could pair it with so many different things. You could pair it with,
beachy.
you could pair it with this guy
Yeah.
too.
Mhm.
So Fern
yeah.
Gully, like Gully.
Yes, I think
Okay.
that was that a show?
a movie.
Yeah.
It was a
movie?
cartoon movie. It was so cute.
Yep.
Okay, because I knew there was a cultural reference I was kind of missing. But anyway, I think Fern Gully could go a lot of directions.
Okay, well, the Laurel I really like. It looks very beachy.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I think you'd like it. Any other questions?
Could you
Here's
show the pattern again? Because I wasn't paying attention.
Oh, okay.
Before.
Yeah, so I don't know. Do you get our emails, Susan? Oh, you're muted now.
I do think I do, and I'm not
Okay.
paying close attention.
I have
Well,
it right here.
Oh.
Yeah, yep. It's the Grid Gambit. And
Here
I'm
it
gonna
is in with a color picture. You want
Yep.
to, there it is.
Thank you.
And the designer Samantha Guerin, Guerin.
Very
It's
pretty.
really neat to see too, because when you go to the pattern page, you can see, how does it look with a dark background and a lighter, kind of contrast color? How does it look with lower contrast or higher contrast? Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, and if you're not signed up, you can go to the Knit Along page of the website, and sign up stuff is all there. You can get your discount code and info about the pattern and stuff. Yeah. Was it Bev? Were you?
It looks difficult.
So,
me.
I mean, you've done a make one right and a make one left?
Oh yeah, sometimes
To
better than
increase?
others.
Have you? Oh, Bev's frozen. We're on the edge of our
You're a
seats.
stitch.
I mean, so the pattern has, you're making one right, making one left, maybe.
You stuck?
Yeah, it appeared to be stuck. I do that with technology just by looking at it.
Uh-oh.
There she is.
I
There
lost
she
her.
is.
Okay,
I
she's
was
back.
like, is Bev frozen? And then I was like, no, I think I'm frozen. Help. Okay, so I was just about to say, like, so there's make one right and make one left to increase, which I think you've done.
Right.
There's slip stitches. So you are,
Oh, pretty.
and let me just spotlight it so you can see the so see my sort of seafoam rows.
Yeah.
Right.
So on the seafoam rows, those are sort of my plain Jane. I'm just knitting across, purling back, and yes, I am making one right or making one left so that I'm growing my triangle out. Pretty straightforward. And then on my contrast color rows, I am, knitting to a certain point, and then you can see I am slipping one, knitting one with my contrast, slipping one for a specific number of stitches. So if you haven't done slip stitch knitting, I think it's a pretty it's different. So you have to sort of be aware of, are you slipping the yarn, so your yarn's in back versus in front. But it's pretty rhythmic, and I think this is a nice introduction to the slip stitch knitting because you're not doing it every row. You get 2 rows off out of 4 where you're kind of doing mostly just a knit and a purl across with, yes, increases and then eventually decreases again. And the other thing you're doing is you're making a little I-cord edge at one side, which also is pretty straightforward. Slipping a few stitches at the end. And it's seamed up the back.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
I also really liked that the pattern has charts, but it also has written instruction.
Yeah.
Because I prefer written instruction, and it's great when it comes with both.
Yes.
I agree.
Yeah, I agree.
Different brains work differently, and it's nice when a designer accommodates different brains.
Yep.
So yeah, Linda, hi.
I had a question about the picture that you showed us. I thought it was like a lot of different colors, but it's just 2 colors, 2 different yarns, but because it's variegated, it looks like it's amazing.
Right. So one yarn, if you choose a variegated, which you do not have to, actually one of our local goats who's already made this pattern did it in solids, and it was equally cool looking because of the slip stitches, and it was almost felt more like a bandana-y kind of a look. But yeah, if you use a color changing yarn as
I've
one,
never done that. I have no idea really what that's like, but yeah, maybe I'll try that. But I was also wondering, like, so you're knitting it in the round? No, you have to do straight needles.
So I mean, I'm using a circular needle because I don't use straight needles personally, but yeah, so you're just knitting back and forth.
It's not on the round, but it's in a round, it's in a circular needle, and then it is purling.
Yep, you will do some purling.
I think I might try it. Of course, it will have to be a gift because in Florida, I'll never wear it.
Well, it's kind of fun. And the fun part, if you've never used a color changing yarn before, Linda, is it's like, that's entertaining. Like some people like to watch golf. I like to say I like to watch my yarn color changes. It's because it's and it's exciting because you're like, ooh, what's gonna come here? Ooh, look how that looks next to my main color. So yeah.
Thank you.
Good intro for that.
So I just ordered my yarn.
Oh my gosh!
What did you pick? What did you pick?
Did you pick
that Patagonia? Those 2 colors, the Laurel and the Fern Gully.
Nice.
So maybe these
yeah.
ones, somebody will be picking them from the shop, but these could be yours.
Yeah. Oh, could be, yes.
Who makes the Fern Gully?
So that's Patagonia hand paints. So they've got these ones that have the variegation called the hand paints. And they came out with like the Fern Gully is part of a hand paint family that was sort of, I think, the second generation of hand paints. And it's really so they really got the colors spot on. The first generation, and not so jazzed about, but these ones are great.
I wanted to see what other color combinations for that they have. And so
Yep.
cool.
Yeah.
When did you send the email with the pattern?
So the email came out, the announcement email came out this morning at 6:30.
Oh, today. Okay.
Yeah.
Because I saw video on YouTube yesterday.
Yes.
I was wondering. Okay. Because I missed last Wednesday. Okay.
I was surprised. I sat down to watch TV. I always go through YouTube, and there you guys were. You popped right up. It was like 58 minutes or after you guys put it up. There I am watching. I was like, this is so cool.
Well, I'm glad you weren't one of the first people to watch it, because there was like a small YouTube snafu for the very first watchers, which I was like, oh my gosh, I had to like unpublish it to private, and like it was occasionally there's an issue as the video gets uploaded, and I don't know what it has to do with. It's happened a couple times where it doesn't actually remember the edits that I've made so there was like this whole space where Chris and I are like sitting down and we're chatting and we're talking about our haircuts, and I was like, oh my god, this was not there on YouTube. It was fine. Maybe there's a couple people that actually know that we're dorks, which we are. It's not a lie. We're not keeping any secrets. But anyway, a little last minute stress.
There's always something. Technology, I always tell my students, technology is great when it works. And when it doesn't, it is so annoying.
So annoying. Yep. Yeah. Yeah, so gonna be having our big finale with Dog Star meetup next week, where we'll be unveiling our little slideshow and hanging out again, and then we're just gonna be rolling into the next knit along. So it'll be great because we won't have to miss each other for too long.
I like that.
I enjoy this so much. I look forward to it every week.
That's awesome.
Yes.
Really cool. I've never met you folks and you're friends.
Absolutely.
Right? Awesome,
That's
isn't
how
it?
I feel.
So fun. Yeah. Hard to have realized that this could be something that would feel so much like people who know each other and are hanging out.
It's community. It's absolutely community.
Yep.
Exactly.
What else you working on there, Iris?
Well, this is the sweater for my son. It's based on the Tin Can Knits pattern, the flax, but I'm doing a little broken rib over here on the sleeves. And it's just a lot of knitting around in circles now. Oh, Priscilla, nice to see you. Do you have to pop off? Well, it's great to have had you. Thank you for being here. Maybe we'll see you next Wednesday. Yeah, so this is great social knitting. It's just knitting around for a lot of inches.
I don't like the way it's smothered around.
Anybody else feel like giving a little update, maybe?
I can share.
On what you're knitting? Dog Star or not? Well, it looks like Teresa C.
Yep.
Oh,
yeah. I've been working on the body.
Love that color.
Love that green.
This part is taking forever. I feel like I think when I was texting with Gwen, I think I used the word, I feel like I'm slogging through it. I also have found a couple of places where my yarn split. So I had to ladder down and fix it because I couldn't leave it that way. And then I was going through and I saw, in fact, just a little while ago, and I've done it more than once, I looked at a section where I didn't like the way it was laying, and I looked in the back and I missed a stitch.
Oh,
So I had to go back and I laddered down and I went back up and it's like, it's still not laying right.
Hmm.
Then I ended up taking out three stitches and found out that I had twisted it.
Oh.
Yeah, so the stitches were like the yarn. So like it's usually it goes like this across, you know.
Mm-hmm.
You take it out. When I took down and
Yep.
laddered down, it was like this.
Ah.
So I had to figure out where
Interesting.
that was. So I ended up taking out another column, if you want to say that. And then I had to bring them all back up. And I think I got it.
Awesome. Bravo.
Yeah.
problem
Also, I see
solving
that you-
101.
Yeah, exactly. And you and Pat, you're twins in your car baths.
I
see.
noticed
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Hey, it's been so cold. This has been great.
I actually had my shift on earlier over the car bath. I had to go out. So it's a little chilly down here and it's raining. So we're not getting the snow, but we did get the
Yeah.
cold.
Pat, what yarn did you use for yours?
I don't remember.
Okay.
Was
I love-
that the was it the Ella Ray Eco Tweed Bulky?
No, it's kind of a solid green. I can't tell what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Very pretty.
Yeah, I love
Maybe-
the color.
Yeah.
It looks nice on
So-
you too.
You too.
Oh, I just discovered I have a stitch marker.
Oh. That's funny.
Decoration.
It's jewelry.
There it is.
Jewelry.
Oh,
Gosh.
that's funny.
You all marked.
Quiet.
I hope it wasn't holding a stitch.
Oh.
Oh dear.
Doesn't look like it. I must have just been marking something and just missed that one. How funny is that? How many times have I worn this? And that's the first time I've noticed that.
There you
Funny.
Last week after I showed you my my finished sweater, like the next day I just kind of looked down at it. I had folded it back up and I saw something kind of bumpy also. And I had a stitch that I had dropped and then it was like a run going down the sleeve.
Oh.
And I was finished with the sweater, so I had to pull it up through and then try to figure out how to attach it to something.
Oh wow.
Oh,
Yeah.
my.
That's
Aw.
painful.
Yeah,
Mm.
thank you. And I'm working on
Ooh, yeah.
this.
Ooh.
It's got lace at the bottom. It's kind of hard to see till it gets blocked.
Ooh.
Love the
Oh,
color.
very
It's
Yeah.
called
that.
Tenya by, I think it's Caitlin Hunter. Let me see.
Can you say the pattern name one more time?
It's
Oh, Tegna.
spelled like that, but it's Tenya, and
Mhm.
it's Caitlin Hunter, I
Yeah,
think. I don't
it's
see her
Caitlin
name.
Hunter.
Yeah, and the yarn is Gusto 8 Made, and it came from a kit from, it's now Knit Stars, but the store used to be called Loops, and we did
Mm.
kits, and before they got too big to do that anymore. But I ordered a second kit because I didn't like the pattern that this was supposed to be made into. And then I just waited until I saw something come along that spoke to me. So
Nice.
just hoping it works out.
Yeah, it's
Nice.
beautiful.
Show the picture again of the finished.
Yeah.
It's too bad it's a drawing because it's not, if you look it up on Ravelry, it's really pretty.
I'll
me
put the link in our little notes below the video too.
Okay. Here's,
Mm. Nice.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, cute.
Pretty.
That's a little coverlet, just kind of.
yeah. I figure I'll probably have a t-shirt or something on.
Right. Beautiful.
Really beautiful. Linda, did you have a question?
No, but I've never done the dip stitch before. And I'm doing this top down sweater by Isabel
Ooh.
Kramer.
That's
Pretty.
pretty.
Oh.
And I got this
Beautiful.
yarn when I was traveling in Canada. one of the islands, the Maritime, I forget which one. And anyway, I think it's interesting to learn a new technique. Have you ever had any sweaters with the 3-dip stitch?
Yeah.
I haven't. I've seen it, but do you know the pattern name? Or I know it's Isabel
Well,
Kramer.
the pattern name is a German. I can't pronounce it. It's like
Okay.
but it's Isabel Kramer, and it's about like 14 syllables.
Okay, dip stitch, 14 syllables. I'm noting it down.
But it starts with like HEIMTHA, you know, like just goes
AEIOU.
I don't have it in front of me.
That's okay, no worries. It's so pretty. I love it.
Yeah.
And she showed it in like navy and white, and this is a little bit variegated, not much, but I'm really having fun with it. And I must admit, I had to rip like 2 or 3 stitches several times to really get in the flow, because it's a lot of counting. But I think it's going to be great because it actually worked out that my underarm sleeve continued with the
pattern.
Yeah. Because of some sizes it doesn't, she said. I was disappointed.
Beautiful work. It's so pretty. So is it a little t-shirt, or you said it was
no, it's long sleeve boat neck, kind of a long, but I might make it a little shorter. And it's very it's fingering yarn. So it's probably going to take me forever. But like I really like to switch off and do another Dog Star because I like working with different weight yarns at the same time.
Oh yeah.
I agree.
Thank you.
Thank you for sharing. Teresa L. Hi.
Yeah, so the dip stitch thing, I agree, it's a very fun technique. I'm actually wearing a shawl with dip 5. You can create a kind of scale pattern apparently.
Yeah, it looks, I was gonna say when you stood up to do whatever you were doing at the door, I was like, looks like a mermaid cape or something.
Yeah.
The pattern is called Mesmerizing Mermaid, so you're on the same wavelength.
Awesome.
So that's
that is
different
so
from Entrelac, which I've heard of but don't know anything about.
Yeah, it's not Entrelac. Do you want to describe it, Teresa?
I don't know exactly how to describe it, but basically you're like going down and pulling your yarn through like a lower stitch.
Okay.
And it creates these like really long strands.
You could kind of like unravel 5 stitches down and then pull it up.
Okay.
I made a blanket for my grandson using that. It was pretty cool.
Does it use a lot of yarn?
Yeah.
No, it used the same. No, I don't think it used extra yarn. No.
Oh, good.
But it creates a texture too, right? It looked like, Teresa, when you held it up, it looked like it had a texture.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a bit of texture because like it's kind of doubled up over part of it.
Okay.
Well, I wonder what
I can't get enough of looking at the gradient of the grays. It's so cool.
It's very pretty. I like it a lot.
Yeah, I like that shawl. Yeah.
I'll put it also in the links too.
It was a very good travel project because it took forever.
What's the yarn weight on it?
Oh, I don't remember.
Yeah. Beautiful.
And you picked the colors to make the gradient? That wasn't
it came in a kit. I can't take any credit for that.
Okay.
Really special. Or was it a Stephen West?
Yeah.
Nice.
So I am a member of the Knitters Guild. Hand Knitters Guild. Hand Knitters. Association, something like that. Anyway, so I'm a member, and I got a notification that they have a, let's call it a conference. I can't remember the name of it. I'm not sure I can find it real quick on my phone. I'll look in a minute. It's in April, and it's like a Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and they have all kinds of workshops that they do with it, like a retreat, maybe you could call it. But there's so many of them, and what it sounds like is, and it's a little expensive, so it's like $150, but there's something like 35 classes that come with it. You can watch it live, pick your class, whatever class you want to watch when you get your information. But then they record everything, and you have access to all of those classes for 6 months.
Wow.
So I thought that's really a pretty good,
Yeah.
you know, and one of their special guests is Stephen West.
Oh,
Will
wow.
you do you want to email me the info, and then I can also add it into our little write-up?
Yep.
Cool.
Yep.
That's
Yep.
amazing.
Yep. So like there's for membership, there's a price, and then for non-members, there's a price. So
Cool.
yeah, I'll send that to you, Iris. I'll get it and
Yeah.
forward it.
That's awesome. Thank you.
Yeah.
There's always new things to learn. That's what we love.
Well, I was just thinking, you know, all of these cool stitches everybody's talking about all come out of a concept of a knit and a purl and yarn overs. And then you get all this beautiful stuff.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's right.
And some brain,
You know,
like the order to put it all in to make it come out and be gorgeous.
Yes.
Right.
totally. Yep. So lucky.
I signed up year for of socks with Stephen West, but I didn't have time to get to it. But those socks are beautiful. I have so many things that I need to do that just can't get to it. But I will catch up. I'm retiring next month, so I'll catch up.
Congratulations. Good. Congratulations.
Thank you. Can't
More
wait.
time for knitting.
More time for knitting, yes.
Iris, do you know if you're going to get restocked on some of the
I missed the middle part of what you were saying. Can you say that again?
Okay. Because I love the cottage DK. I love all of the stuff by On the Round, and I was looking through that, and a lot of them are sold out. And I was wondering if you're going to be getting more in anytime soon, like before the next new one.
Of the cottage or of the plush?
This one is, oh, I think it was the plush.
Yeah, I was also noticing that. What I would say is I'm guessing we probably will. If there's a color that you are particularly interested in, why don't you email me and I can kind of put in one of our little special order requests so it'll flag on Kristen's radar for that. Yeah. But I'm guessing that we will need a few more colors.
Because I'd also like your opinion on the colors I'm thinking of. I still don't have color confidence. So
you're growing it though. I've seen some positive development there.
It's coming.
If you can put a quilt together, you can pick colors for sweaters and things.
Oh, my husband picks most of that fabric too because he's just natural at it.
Well, then take him with you.
Yeah. Well, we are heading right up here to the top. Oh, Mary, you have a question?
I don't know.
You're muted.
Oh, sorry.
No, you're good now.
Okay.
You're good.
My sister-in-law was going to make a quilt for me and I didn't know what I wanted. And I just went and got a bunch of paint chips at this paint store and started putting things together because I could lay colors next to each other, you know, not like a color wheel. That wasn't going to help me.
Yeah.
Right. But a bunch of paint chips does help, you know, and it's kind of, cheap. You can just walk in there and say, well, I'm working on my bedroom, right? Walk out with a stack. And it's kind of fun too, and
I love
and
that.
It just, I don't
Great
know
idea.
if the yarns are variegated, it's not going to help. But if you're talking about, a solid, you want a shade of one color, and then you can just lay a bunch of different yarns against it. That's pretty easy to do.
Is the quilt behind you, Mary?
No. This one I can show you. This was made by a friend of mine.
Pretty.
But my sister-in-law had asked me what I wanted, and I just didn't really know until I kind of got playing with it. And then she sent me a coloring page, and I did a bunch of work with colored pencils. But then I could send her the paint chips and say, this is the color, right? And she could go to the quilt shop with those paint chips. So
I love
just,
that.
Just
I
a
do
trick.
love
I don't
that.
know. I don't quilt, so it was just a way I figured out to communicate to
It's
her what I
excellent.
wanted. But
Really
it works with
great.
yarn too pretty well.
Yeah. And where you can see them right up next to each other too, because that is one of the things with the color wheel. We have those I don't know that we have any right now, but those color card decks, which I love to play with for that same reason, because it's just like you get to lay them next to each other.
When I picked out my
Oh.
yarn today, I had one on my tablet and one on my phone, so I could put them next to each other to see if they work together.
That's a good idea.
Awesome.
Yeah, I take
Well,
screenshots and then they show up in my photo album on my phone.
Well, that's an idea too.
Yep.
And
I
we
just let Iris
also
pick them for me.
well, we have lots of talent for picking colors at the shop, but sometimes, especially with some of the hand-dyed stuff, we have taken photos for folks and texted them, because you can't tell, and we try to keep up with the photos on the website. But that's an option. You can always call the shop, and if we're not too busy, we can put some combos together for you. Kristen did that today with one of our remote goats, so that was cool.
Nice.
We like to do this. Is a fun part of the job, right? All right, well, I'm going to wrap it up for tonight, but thank you so much for being here, and we'll catch up with you for our final Dog Star Knit Along next Wednesday, and then hopefully I'll see so many of you for the next Knit Along.
Thank you.
Oh, it's
Thank
been
you. Yeah, thank you so much. Have a great night, you guys.
Have a good
Thank
week
you.
and stay warm.
Have a good week,
Warm.
everybody.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you. Bye.